MSTA, another one. So why you trying to infiltrate Moorish science? With your branch of division, I ain't seen no alliance. And what's with all the hostility, defiance? The truth is like a sledgehammer, ain't no denying. And most of y'all schools of thought you be lying. Ain't no difference from the Dogons, Olmecs and Mayans. So what you trying? They all Moors, navigate the 7 seas and ruled all the shores. Channel the breeze, and we explored. We used to worship trees and travel through doors. And when we walk streets, it's us they adored. A Moor, arm, leg, arm, head, always. And it's all law, no pray. And it's all work, no play. And nationality is the order of the day. Sheikh Sharif Abdullah, he's the last prophet that was sent to free Mason. Oh, I mean my son. Just remember, the cycle soon done. A meadow nectar, another soon come.
My Moorish science is a Moorish science to help me navigate the cosmos and orbit Orions. Space boot the satellite, plus tickets and summons. If they don't pay, I'm rich with heat, sun 'em and bun 'em. More wealth coming, no need for gunning or hanging on the poor corner from the beast, no running. So more rich with knowledge of birthright theft. Won't leave me like I'm a do, but I might get only under color of. No undercover love for the more rich gods on earth or above. Extra terra astral, not crooks with castles. Rituals more rich, I learned from Randolph Pascal. More rich and bust the axle. More rich makes head turn fast, snap and crackle. Bury the wealth like a jackal. Save it for later to sue the constitutional psychopathic inferior hater. More rich mysteries stay lesser and greater. More rich with the science, no need for fiat paper. More rich furnace turn this beat to vapors. More rich, added master mason. Omega, Maroc, I mex 'em, vex 'em with the fam, no phones. I mental text 'em, vent and hex 'em with shaman stones and donkey jaw bones. Where's the Moorish chorus?
I remember teachers teaching the ancient. I'm reaping rewards with my patience. I have escaped from the matrix, save it. Memory bank, I replace it. Moorish science, masses, face it. We got to move forward with the basics. Law is all and you can't erase it. I am master and student, pace it, lace it up in your psyche. Jew Ali got that mandate back. Lords of the land, we white, not black. Read definitions, plan up your mission. All us, not us, prepare, quicken. Spiritual levels of consciousness, intra, life. Sub-super, magnetic, and infinite. Yes, beings of light, this is our land. 30 million acres with the power in our hand. Just the power in our hand.
I think deeper on what we are. From word sound to dust, from dust to star. From star back to dust again. From God body to ruffian. Particle realities of trust in men. Despite the growing pains, the visions in the holy names. Infinite potentials that we hold in chains. Yet we hold the same 99.9% DNA. So how could complexion be probable cause for a BNA? I seen brothers go through the same of what I've been through. But how are we supposed to? Is it what we're exposed to? Or the guidance of Allah? Hindsight is 2020 and 2015, that's not far. Religions are irrelevant. Stand firm and stick to the covenant. It's not between God and one nation or one group of people. That's insane. It's between God and man. That's you and your creator, hand to hand. Moorish science, science.
Of course, we want to give honors to the ancestor for us. Right? Everybody's gonna get their honors, but don't be, don't get on the high horse. There's somebody on the high horse already. Right? Make sure you give your honors, especially today. So Noble Drew Ali, like we said, had the adepts around him. Some of the adepts took the info, and did whatever. Some of the adepts took the info and added on to it. Right? One of those adepts was CMB. So we want to confirm some things using CMB since he was an adept or a student of Noble Drew Ali. So since he was a student of Noble Drew Ali, right? Well, check some things that he said just to see, because people have this thing about make it seem like CMB was some outcast of the Moorish Science Temple, or Juali didn't like him or something like that. Again, to keep you away from the information that's going to save you. Majority of the things that you hear Moors that teach talk about, majority of the things are not practical for now. So now that you got the info, you can pass it on to people that's coming up, so they don't have to go through the BS. Forget us not going through the BS. We're in the BS. We were born into the BS. Right? So this man came as a student of Noble Juali, put out certain stuff, and really shook the foundation of the entire movement, because he was one of the only adepts that really stuck to the program. So when he presented himself, they would yield. Now if everybody was where CMB was at, then we wouldn't be having this discussion right now. Now what does CMB tell the so-called Clock of Destiny, Circles of Mothers and Sons, Great Seal, anybody who repped him? This is what he taught them. That's because they might not put it out, because it's this stuff doesn't belong to everybody. Right? This is what he said. The Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs, GSNAMA, is an active association or collective citizen body of conscious Moorish nationals, having in their possession valid and confirmed Moorish nationality and identification cards, who act or convene as a political body in accord with Moorish constitutional law and customs to address local, national, and international affairs and issues concerning the living Moorish nation. Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs, Moors, have at minimum, forget all the other stuff that you could have. At minimum, if you want to say, yeah, I'm Great Seal and stuff like that, you want to rep that? At minimum. The MST of a degree, a functional knowledge of the works of Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, the divine national Moorish movement of the world, including all general laws, temple order, customs, books, literature, symbols, etc. The foregoing status must be known by Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs active Great Seal members, must assure that all Moors are conscious of their national responsibilities. Structure and function of government must be understood. The people must support their government as their government is for their service. Telling you. But keep in mind, if it's created for your service, then everything else is on you. Because you're supposed to have the MSTA degree off the top. And that means all the stuff, just like you said, everything that comes with Moorish Science Temple, Moorish Divine National Movement, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, etc. All the stuff that comes with that should be already in you before you even say Great Seal. The Great Seal citizen membership requires the active knowledge of the Moorish constitution, living the Moorish life. The divine constitution and bylaws of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, right, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Moorish Science Temple of America, founded by Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, Noble Drew Ali. This constitution must be studied at law and spiritually. This constitution, divine constitution and bylaws, must be studied at law and spiritually. Remember, this is the base degree. Before you could learn about right to travel and trust and how to put your stuff in something so people don't steal your property and stuff like that, forget all that if you don't have this. All that other stuff you're listening to out here that you're more talking about is useless if you don't have what Noble Drew Ali brought you. This is basically what CMB is saying. Because when you look at what CMB brought, and he's in the Library of Congress and all that stuff, like, you know that he took it to levels where you heard no Grand Sheik take it to them levels. All of them continue to want to be part and partial with the said government. That's not a government, that's really a corporation. So they're part and partial of a corporation. That's where they want to be at. Which is cool, you know what I mean? You have a right to contract, you're in your own land, you're Moors. But, you know, everybody can't look at them and say, hey, those guys are part and partial with the corporation. So all Moors, sorry about that. No, not all Moors, anything. Those Moors. MSTA Inc. and whoever else Moors. 500 Prophet Noble Drew Ali's reincarnated Moors. Those are the ones that are in the corporate stuff. Heard's revised statute Moors. Right? Deal with the Department of the Treasury and you know what I mean, try to prove something. They're going to validate something. Not validated anything. Especially if you're saying you're a Moor going in there. What are they validating if you're a Moor going to them? This is the divine science of government. Random tests of MHT of A. Random test of MHT of A. Just let that register instead of wondering, you know, who Supreme Council is or whatever. Where's MHT of A at? Remember, we're talking about somebody who was an adept that was around Noble Drew Ali, so he was privy to certain info. And things that he had as adept came with him when he said Clock of Destiny. It came with him when he said Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs. So MHT of A, go ask the Grand Sheiks and all them stuff, where's that at? And Moorish Science Temple of S. So okay, so Word is that Noble Jolly Canaanite Temple, the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Moorish Science Temple of America. And then he's under a banner of Moorish Divine National Movement, under a banner of Moorish Nation. Now, CMB is coming out now and saying that the MHT of A, if you heard about MHT of A, put your hand up. What about you guys? No hands? No hands, huh? So there's some stuff that you want to go question some people. Still asking about some stupid stuff, pedophile stuff, and did they touch boys and stupid stuff like that. Always giving a way out for these people who subjugated your birthright, sold you to the highest bidder, because who else are they going to go to? You already know, everybody already knows the Moors sold their people into slavery and all that stuff. What Drew Ali say? It's your own. We're not against it. We know. We know that it's our own that sold us out. But not all of us are the sellouts. People who never ever mentioned to you, ever told you. You've been going to temple meetings and all that type of stuff. And it takes somebody outside of Moorish Science Temple that Moorish Science Temple tell you, don't listen to that guy or whatever, and then he's telling you about Moorish Holy Temple of America and Moorish Science Temple of Science. We are, remember this is CMB, who's an adept, who studied under Noble Drew Ali. We are part and parcel of this said government. How come you didn't say partial? If certain people are going to tell you divine constitution and bylaws and the act, Noble Drew Ali said part and partial, don't listen to the Moors because we're partial of the government and all that. How come he said parcel? Now, so who am I going to go with? These clowns over here that have 50 reincarnated Noble Drew Alis, or CMB, who was an adept, student of Noble Drew Ali? I'm going to go with CMB before I go with any of these clowns. And anything, any documents they show or whatever like that, whatever. I don't even know what you guys got. So much stuff doctored over there. So much stuff doctored. Yeah, we give honors to the ancestors today. So, you know, if you have to put it in the air, put it in the air. Take 2 for CMB today. You got the wine poured out or whatever, give CMB 2. Because he shut all these people down, playing around with what Noble Drew Ali brought for the Moors. The things that CMB did, every single Grand Sheik was supposed to do. Because all of them were adepts. But they got jealous of the fame and nobility. They did their stuff. And again, the motto is uplifting fallen humanity. So, don't think we're getting out of this with all these Negroes out here playing games. Right? As a whole, we're not getting out. Whoever's going to be willing to sacrifice or whatever is going to make Moorish whatever be something. whoever's willing to sacrifice, they're gonna have a building, and they're gonna have a something Moorish there. Right? That's all it is right now. Because nothing else is coming, nobody else is coming. It's either we're doing it, or say goodbye. And leave the ones coming up behind with whatever it is that they get. Because lines been drawn in the sand. Right? 720, Elodio, active, they already know what it is. Right? They might be in class just for energy purposes. Not learn per se. People who are oblivious, or who have a little something, heard something, and you know what I mean, they want to know, then okay, yeah, we can feed you. Trust you're leaving full when you come to our table. Yeah, and you're gonna get your Tupperwares and stuff like that. You could take doggy bag stuff. Because that's just what it is. So know that when you're Moorish Americans, Moors, M-U-U-R-M-O-O-R-M-O-R-E-M-A-H-R, whatever, it doesn't matter, dark-skinned people that wear fezzes, turbans, or whatever, they got nationality cards, they know about their nationality and birthrights. That's who's going to make something happen with this. The ones who know what their nationality and birthrights are. And you know, the theme, the only way you're going to know is if you study. Doesn't matter. Like, there might be Moors who have books, know that, yeah, we might have, you know what I mean, all these books all over. But when you really check the book, we probably got some pages out of it. Good book, but all I really wanted was to see it say that, and to see them talk about that, and I'm good. Because, you know, this book's from 1800 or whatever like that, so that's enough confirmation. You know what I mean? You have some books where they just go in. You don't even have a choice in the matter of, you know, should I continue reading this? Because the information is just so vast. But you're only gonna get to experience the vastness if you study. You know. Right? That as the studying increases, you know, based on your whatever, it might be only an hour a day that you need of studying to be wherever you're going to be. You know, there are going to be other people who, they don't have enough time in the day to study. Because it just doesn't stop for them. Regardless of where you're at. The whole point of studying is what CMB was saying. At law and spiritually. You're studying not just for the mundane. Like if you have a good book you're reading, whatever the book is, history, science, psychology, whatever, right? And you read something and you get the goosebumps or whatever. That has nothing to do with what's on the page. That's spiritually. That's you extracting something that somebody else prepared. It registers in your brain in a certain way that it's lasting to you. That is something that you can pull out, use for inspiration anytime just because it gave you the goosebumps. And you're never going to forget. That frame of mind is studying. So imagine that's all the time. Not just a one line, but a page. 4 pages. They just ripple all over just because. You're tapping in. Again, which is why Noble Drew Ali told the Moors. Did this man talk about, I'm going to give you the general laws or whatever. Don't think he's coming with some rolled up parchment, whatever like that's the laws. Everything man said is the law. Whatever he said, digest that. Guarantee it's going to manifest in some kind of way, shape, or form, or you're going to be able to use that in some way, shape, or form. Guaranteed. Just because. What's underlying his message is spirit. Ancestral voices. You know, why deal with, Buddhism? Like, why even bring them up? Why bring up Confucius? Because there's stuff going on behind the veil that, throwing up sand and it turned into soldiers, that's not going to work for everything. Sometimes you need the ones from behind the veil to come forward.
Meditate and I synchronize. Mind levitates and I synchronize. Tired of the lies and the blinking eyes. Synchronize. I'm in sync with everything that's around me. High off life, gravity couldn't ground me. Tryna open my eye, they won't allow me. Kick the ice bucket, won't let society drown me. On some higher learning, so you'll never down me. Knowledge is power, I evolve several times in an hour. Die and resurrect as your bezel gets. A little shift from the tick of another sec. Nigga, ain't you say that was a rollie? You phony, don't ever consider yourself my homie. I'd rather feel lonely, chrome hit my bony. Godfather hip-hop, Don Corleone. My mellow demeanor killing them slowly and softly. Ooh la la la. Tryna get the callous off me before they off me. Meditate and I synchronize. Mind levitates and I synchronize. Tired of the lies and the blinking eyes. I'd rather just synchronize. Meditate and I synchronize. Mind levitates and I synchronize. Tired of the lies and the blinking eyes. Rather just synchronize. Tune the radio, let's find a vibe. A pace and a frequency that's highly qualified. With degrees of spiritual perseverance. Losing the old religion, sorry if we hurt the parents. But we choose to honor those before. Explorers on the shore, guess we'll live forevermore. Had a sight that I was on tour and some women call me God after saying bonjour. I replied the same, then we all got lifted up into the climate change. I was happy to snowboard cause I've been so bored. Hearing clones talk, I just sigh but I'm no Borg. Get off my energy and get your own chord. Get your own chord. Original man of the jungle, I am no George. I am no George. Meditate and I synchronize. Mind levitates and I synchronize. Tired of the lies and the blinking eyes. I'd rather just synchronize. Meditate and I synchronize. Mind levitates and I synchronize. Tired of the lies and the blinking eyes. I'd rather just synchronize.
Call it synchronicity when we can be on that same frequency. Say that's when man free. Cause I don't wanna be another lonely soul, just wandering without control. Take time before it takes its toll. So you don't wanna lose it, no. When while the sun still shine, I've surely got my hand connected with divine. It is the power of your mind. When the road get twist up and twine, follow nature laws and sign. She responds to the free. This is synchronicity.